Hey guys, welcome back to Delaware Acre. I found one of my Rampicante squash that I was storing inside to be a little squishy. It's a little moldy and not looking so hot. So I wanted to just show you what it looks like all cut up because I had never seen this squash before. I saw it in the Baker Creek catalog and on a few Facebook forums about gardening, and a lot of people were like singing its praises, that you could eat it as a summer squash when it was young, or you could let it go ahead and form a skin and store it as a winter squash. But this one was not storing quite so well. So the seed pod part of it was all moldy and squishy, but the long neck here is a nice vibrant orange, and it's nice and tough. The skin on the outside is tough. There was a small blemish like right towards the middle here. I'm not sure if it was like something that happened from bug damage or something that scarred over during the summer, but I was able to just peel that part off. It was only superficial, like skin level. So I am just going to go ahead and peel this and chop it up and show you what I'm going to do with it. This is my other Rampicante. It actually looks pretty good. It has a little bit of damage there, but nice and hard. But it's really long. It's awkward. About like counter height. It's about that tall. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one up too, and then roast everything up together. So this one, I guess it would be good to cut into it and see. Much better. Not too bad. Wash this off. Oh yeah, looks like a pumpkin. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of flesh on there, but we could probably save some of these seeds. Although I saved some seeds from this fruit to possibly plant again next year, I am going to have to seriously reconsider if I want to allow space in my garden to go to this variety again. It's supposed to be, from what I understand, vine borer hardy and bug hardy, and while I didn't have any problem with vine borer with this variety, it just didn't do that well in my garden. The other type of squash that I did, the Illinois squash, which is a type of crooked neck squash, really took off and did pretty good in my garden, did really well. So I'm not really sure. I had high hopes thinking that it would yield a high amount and that I could use some as summer squash and then some as winter squash. And I will say I didn't end up trying it as a summer squash because I didn't get that many. They didn't pollinate well for some reason, and they didn't last that long. They would rot a little easier than the other varieties that I planted. So I'm not really sure. I will have to give it some thought again when I sit down and plan my garden for 2024. These two squash gave me just enough to fill up this crock pot, which is my preferred method to cook pumpkin or squash if I'm just pureeing it to freeze it, which is what I ended up doing here, because that way I can just put it in there and kind of forget about it. Even my turkey roaster seems to run a little too hot and I get little burnt pieces on the edges of the turkey roaster. So crock pot it is, and a couple hours later I ended up turning it off. It was like a darker golden color. I've just pureed it in my blender and then measured it out into 15-ounce little baggies here, and I got, I think, 4 or 5, and then I'll just put those in the freezer and use those to make muffins throughout the winter. So again, a little disappointed with the Rampicante squash, but maybe we'll try again next year. So anywho, I'll let you know how the flavor is with this. I'm not a pumpkin connoisseur. I usually just make it or use them in muffins or something. So I need to find a few like squash soup recipes because I am inundated with squash right now. Anywho, thanks for watching, and until the next video, hope you're well. Take care. Bye.